Today on the TMZ Podcast.
Hello and welcome to the TMZ Podcast. I'm Charlie Cotton, and today I'm joined by Eric Colley. How are you, Eric?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. We got a few music-related stories today,
Right.
so we've got our music expert in here today. We're going to talk about Cyrus, the lesser-known Cyrus sibling. He's Miley's brother. He's coming at OnlyFans models.
Some hot takes.
We're going to talk about Carl Richards and how she's feeling, how she's struggling with the divorce, the separation from Mauricio.
Right. We got to get some updates on that because it's back and forth and weird and yeah.
And her supposed rumored girlfriend, Morgan Wade, keeps coming out with new songs about her. And it's an interesting situation. But to begin with, 50 Cent is in deep doo-doo. He was on stage last night at Crypto.com Arena, and his microphones wouldn't work, so he tossed a broken microphone into the crowd, and it hit some woman square in the head.
Right. You know, we've seen all these stories this past year of people in the crowd throwing things and hitting people on stage. Well, this is the reverse of that. And it's not because of anything the woman did. She was just collateral damage here, apparently. 50 Cent was on stage. His mic, he'd had issues with a couple of mics. They kept replacing them. I guess he was getting frustrated, which understandable. And then he has a mic and another one that's not working. And he gets mad and just throws it into the crowd and just clocks this woman right in the forehead.
Yeah.
She's a radio host for Power 106, and she's got a big gash on her forehead. Like you see, there's a photo they posted where there's a bloody towel wrapped around her. Like she took some damage there.
It looks like she potentially needed stitches or something. It's a decent sized gash. Her name is Brianna Monaghan. And
I think
yeah,
maybe Monahan.
is it Monaghan? It says Monaghan.
Oh, okay.
Monaghan. Money. She's gonna gain some money now though, because she's obviously gonna, like, if I was her, I'd sue 50. Like,
Oh yeah, there will definitely be a lawsuit for this.
because she's media. And so she was probably, within the barrier of the front row. You know how there's that restricted area that's for, important people and,
Right.
media. So she was in that special area, and it's not even that 50 Cent throws it. He, with all his strength, in Australia we say he pegs it. He pegged it at her, and not directly. It wasn't aimed at her, but
No.
it got her, bullseye.
Right. They're trying to say now, his team is well, that was restricted access. She wasn't supposed to be there.
But she's media.
But I think she was supposed to be there, and and even if she wasn't, still, you can't throw things back into the crowd the same way the crowd can't throw things onto the stage.
Totally.
That does go both ways. So, and this is sort of a little bit like when Cardi B tossed that mic and hit
is.
somebody in the head. Even that, and Cardi shouldn't have thrown the mic, but somebody had thrown something on her, and she got mad and retaliated a bit. This was just 50 Cent having kind of a meltdown on stage, it looks like, and just annoyed with the mic, and she just got in the way.
She did, and Cardi was cleared from that case. The
Right.
person who got hit tried to get some money out of her, but she was cleared in that. I don't know that 50 Cent is going to get away with it because it seemed like a much harder throw.
Right.
It really injured the woman, whereas the Cardi case, I think they didn't get injured at all, really.
No, the Cardi case, it was the microphone ricocheted and hit the person that sued, so it wasn't even the direct hit. But no, this woman took a heavy microphone right in the face, and it cut her forehead open. So
Why would he throw it into the crowd like that? Why wouldn't he just throw it backstage or?
I don't know, because there'd been a couple mics. Maybe he was just enough and just threw it. Just had kind of a temper tantrum, it seems like.
Have we heard from the lady at all? Have we heard from 50 at all?
We've just seen her picture, and who knows? But just to me, based on that picture, when you see the big wound on her head and the blood, yeah, she's going to get some money.
What a dumb decision by him. I know
Right.
you're in the heat of the moment and you're really frustrated. And I think he was performing with YG on stage. And so maybe he was supposed to come in for his verse or come in for something. And it really upset him clearly. But man, to resort to doing that is just he does a few of these sort of things where it's 50, come on, man.
But that's his brand, right? That's been his brand. He's been famous for being kind of a troll longer than he was for being a rapper, really. I mean, he's when you think of 50 Cent now, you think of him as a personality, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think
in the club, of course, in the club, but him as a celebrity, he's still famous in 2023, mostly because of hijinks.
Yes, he's always trolling people online. He's I kind of think of him a bit as like a producer as well. Now he produces all those big shows. Is it Power
Right.
that he makes?
Right.
Power, and like he's sort of like, I viewed him as sort of like a Tyler Perry in the makings. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like he's got these shows. He could get more shows. He could get he wanted to get a studio. But then he does all this silly little stuff, and it's like 50, grow up.
Yeah, and like I say, probably I would guess he will wind up settling with her, give her some cash. Certainly he can afford that, but stop throwing things in the crowd.
Yeah.
And crowd, stop throwing things at the artist.
But I mean, Power 106 never been a hotter radio station right now.
Right.
I mean, Brianna, like she deserves a pay rise there. She
Yeah.
deserves money from 50.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
Well, you can't give her a raise for that. Like, good job taking a mic in the face. Here's some extra cash.
Well, she was probably there to like do a story, or
Just
I don't
cover
know.
it for, yeah.
I bet she's on morning radio this morning, like with a like Band-Aid on her. Oh man.
Right.
What are
Oh,
you
yeah,
doing?
Colin's sick to work the next day?
Well, I mean, we already got a 4-day weekend coming up. I mean, let's make it a 5-day weekend.
Right. Let her have the day off.
Yeah. Okay, on to our next story. You might have heard of Billy Ray Cyrus, maybe even Tish, his wife, mother to Miley Cyrus.
course.
Might have even heard
Noah
of
Cyrus.
Noah Cyrus, the other sister, Brandy Cyrus, sometimes you hear about. I hadn't really heard much about Trace Cyrus.
Trace, he is a star in his own right. He had the band Metro Station, like years ago, had the song Shake It. Remember that?
Shake, shake it, shake, shake it, shake it.
Something like that. It was a little bit better when he did it. But
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Yeah, he is really coming with some hot opinions of women who do OnlyFans.
Yeah, I mean, what is he doing? Why is he saying this unprompted? He said on his Instagram story on Wednesday, he posted a diatribe about women who do OnlyFans. He says they've lost their chance at ever settling down with a good guy with morals. What?
Yeah, he says like these women, the men who want to see them don't care about having a good woman, and they don't want a wife and a mother if they're paying for sex or to watch people have sex or anything. And saying that these women will regret their decision to do OnlyFans because basically no guy is ever going to want them as a wife.
I mean, it's just such a bizarre and I would say incorrect thing to say.
And antiquated. It's such an old, like, I think a lot of younger people now kind of don't care.
No, I don't think
It doesn't
so.
make you necessarily a bad person or whatever. And it's so hypocritical for guys who like to see naked women then say, no, because you got naked, you're not good enough for me.
Right. I mean, I probably wouldn't date a porn star because of personal preference.
But you also don't watch porn, right?
Never. Imagination, Eric. I use my imagination.
Of course.
But also, I don't judge the women who do porn. You know what I mean? Like, not do porn.
Wow, now we know what you're into. Whoa, okay.
I don't judge their morals. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I don't think they're bad people, and I don't think that they'll never find a guy with morals because they do that.
Also, the assumption that every woman is just looking for a guy to make them a wife and a mother. Like, that's
Totally.
not every woman's ambition is to be somebody's wife or mom.
And a lot of these OnlyFans models are like rich and famous, and they're successful people, more successful than I forgot his name, Trace.
Yeah, he had one hit.
He had that one hit.
Yeah, they don't necessarily need a man to take care of them, like financially from that point of view. And there are a lot of guys who just don't care.
And why did he do this like unprompted? Like what? Why did he do it?
He goes on like it's a very long diatribe.
It is.
About like basically like, women don't want good guys with morals and all this kind of stuff. My feeling on it is like somebody broke up with him or turned him down or something, and this is him lashing out like, "Oh, I'm a good guy and you don't want me, so you're all wrong and you're going to regret this and you'll be sorry." Which is, he says that he's like, these women will, as they get older, like they will realize they're going to be lonely when they get older and they're going to regret all this. And then at the end of it, he just quadruples down. He goes, "The only reason people are so offended on here from my post today is because it's true."
I mean, how does he know what's true and what's not? He's not an OnlyFans model who's regretted it. Like how can he tell them what will happen when he's got no base? He's just guessing, and he's being really rude.
And it's weird too. He has his issues with his family. He says like his family held him back from being more successful because of his association with them. He was sort of always in their shadow.
That was a big story about him this week.
Yeah, but it's just so weird, like to come from that family though. I mean, certainly Miley Cyrus is not an OnlyFans model, but she's done very risque, provocative things.
Totally.
I'm sure she'll be okay.
Yeah.
You know, like
She won't like him saying what he said.
I imagine. I'm waiting to hear what she'll say about it, if anything.
Yeah.
Or she might be like you and go, I have a brother named Trace? No. Who? No.
My thing is that Trace says that nepotism is hurting him, which is an interesting argument because we always hear about nepotism helping people. But
Right.
he's claiming that because of the Cyrus last name, people judge him. They don't give him opportunities. He says that when he was with that band back in the day with Shake, 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 Shake,
Yeah,
Shake,
Metro Station.
Metro Station. He says he got that record deal with them not knowing what his last name was. And he doubts he would have got it without his last name. If he did say I'm a Cyrus, I don't think that's necessarily true either.
No,
I think
I kind of see his point. I could see it helping and hurting. Like it helped him get that hit because it's Miley's brother and people wanted to check it out. But then they expect him to be Miley or think, well, he's not as good as Miley, and then maybe so long term he didn't have a longer career because of that.
yeah.
But if he wasn't a Cyrus, we might not have any idea who he was at all.
I think it's just a little bit sour grapesy about how he's not the famous sibling.
Right.
I think he might, especially because he's in music and he's like a bit risque with the tats and he's got a vibe.
Right.
I think that you have to compare him to Miley. Like it's just you don't have to, but it's just like it's right there.
It's hard not to.
It's hard not to. So maybe he's
just going through some things right now.
it's weird because I'd honestly never heard of him before this week. And then I heard that story earlier in the week about him saying like the Cyrus name is bad for him. Now there's this OnlyFans story. What is going on? Why is this guy in the news so much this week? Is he playing it? Is he going to release a new track next week? Or is he trying to drum up some...
I don't know. Maybe when he got the attention with the, once people started talking about him again because of the nepotism thing, he's like, what other hot take can I do to keep my name in the news, you know?
Oh, my God. Do you
OnlyFans
know
models.
Their mum, Tish Cyrus, just got married to like one of the main guys from Prison Break, that show
really?
back in the day.
Yeah.
He's an Aussie guy, Dominic Purcell.
Oh, yeah, I remember him. He was like one of the main dudes on the show.
He really was. Tish just got married to him. It's just an interesting family.
Yeah.
You got Billy Ray there. He keeps coming out with tracks with younger sort of...
Billy Ray Cyrus now technically has the longest running #1 hit of all time, Old Town Road.
Unbelievable.
Who would have ever thought that?
It's a very interesting family, that Cyrus family.
They are interesting, and they continue to be interesting.
Okay.
Miley just had her biggest hit ever this year.
What was that?
Flowers.
That was her biggest
Her
hit ever?
biggest hit ever.
Bigger than Wrecking Ball?
Chart-wise, yes.
Wrecking Ball is just a jam.
Party in the USA.
Party in the USA.
Jams.
Party in the USA is the best. Okay, on to our final story. Kyle Richards. She was on like a Instagram Live type thing, a fan chat on Amazon Live. And a fan asked her about her separation from her husband, Mauricio. She's doing the live from Italy. They're on like a family vacation.
Shop Girl says, hi, Kyle. I love you so much. Can you share how you and Mo are doing? We're doing, listen, that's a very loaded question. This has been very hard to do, playing out with so many people having eyes on us and being in the public eye. But obviously we care about each other a lot. You saw, here we are on vacation, and that's what I'm going to share with you right now. Because I'm here to do the Amazon Live, and that's just too much stuff to deal with right now.
She's on vacation with him in Europe. She said it's been very hard, this separation. Their whole thing, you and I are pretty cynical. We've been here a while. Do you think this is all real, or is this just to drum up? Because they announced they were separating and swore they weren't getting divorced. Then she's managing this or doing a documentary on Morgan Wade, this country singer.
Yeah.
And there are rumors the two of them are together. They deny that, but they also like to flirt with the idea and kind of play into the rumors about it.
So much.
And now she's on vacation with her husband and all the family and saying it's very hard. And she says, we care about each other a lot. So is it that they never really split up and this has all just been for publicity?
I don't know, man. I'm so sick of having to sort of like scratch my head and go, is this real or not? It seems like every day on the podcast, on, TMZ, the site and the show, we're always going, are these reality stars playing us? Like every single day, there's a new like little thing that a reality star's doing, and you're like, is Kim Zolciak really like that?
Well, like they keep, because if like Kim Zolciak and Corey Bierman, if they said we're getting divorced and they got divorced, separated, okay, they're divorced. but they keep getting back together, and then they're separated again, and then she's wearing her ring, and then he says he's filing. Because remember the whole Sylvester Stallone thing? When he and his wife announced they were getting separated, then they kind of just got back together at the same time they were doing a reality show.
Yeah.
And we think, is this real? Is any of this real?
The irony is that reality stars are the least real stars there are.
Right.
Everything they do is for show. Everything they do is for clicks and attention. As I say, she's in Italy with the family right now doing it. I don't know.
Yeah, and maybe it is all real. They've been married 27 years. They have 4 kids. Issues creep up over time. But if she doesn't have this separation thing and the Morgan Wade controversy, not controversy, whatever, otherwise her whole storyline is just, I'm on vacation with my family.
Right.
That's not that interesting.
And she said in the live, look, it's very hard to have this separation and go through this with my husband with all these eyes on us. It makes it so challenging. But that's such a dishonest statement, because she is actively trying to get more eyes on her. You should see these Morgan Wade music video clips where it's so sexualized. They're dressed in lingerie, just about nearly making out, but not making out, nearly making out, not making, caressing each other. Then Morgan Wade wrote a second song about her Beverly Hills hottie and how she wants to do this to her and la la la. And then Kyle goes on a live and says, "Look, this is so challenging with all these eyes on us. You want the eyes on you? Why are you being
course.
She's so it actually frustrates me.
I know, but here we are talking about it, so she wins.
She wins,
and she's on vacation in Italy, and we're sitting right here.
I know.
So, although she's got 4 kids, I don't know if I'm going to be on vacation with 4 kids.
Kyle and Mauricio should just link up with Bradley Cooper and Irina Shayk. There are other exes on vacation in Italy. What is why are these exes suddenly going
And Bradley and Irina upped the game with the topless pictures. So
here we go.
Your move, Kyle.
Your move, Kyle. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if, Morgan Wade pops up on that boat and, would not be surprised.
Not surprising at all.
And we'll post a story. We'll probably do it on the podcast. I'm sorry about
Does
that.
this mean they're together? Does this mean she's getting divorced?
They stay winning. They stay winning. Because they know people like us need something to talk about.
Yeah, and you want to know what's going to happen, right? Don't you care a little bit?
I do, but it's all just it's not reality.
No.
I mean, you just question it. I just want it to be...
It's just fun.
But reality is probably boring, and this storyline is probably the most exciting thing they could do.
A reality show of you would be boring because it would just be you watching reality shows.
Yes, sitting on my couch high.
Watching people who do these things.
Yeah, it'd be very boring. But then I could shake things up a bit.
Yeah, you have to announce a fake separation from your wife.
Oh, yeah. I'm now with Harvey Levin of TMZ.
I would watch that.
Okay, Eric. Thank you, mate.
All right. It's fun.
And we'll see you guys here on Tuesday. We're getting 4 days off work.
Right, yeah.
Fantastic. So have a great long weekend, guys. We'll see you back here on Tuesday.